was there, and I walked in with a bouquet of flowers. So, yeah, and Michelle never left Arizona, and she sent him she sent him a whole note. I'm really Michelle Stewart, and I operate JAG Investigations, and so on and so forth. Okay, now one of the more annoying ones, at least in terms of privacy, I knew that Rick wasn't feeling well, and I knew that from some purchases he had made. So I went and I did a Google proximity search near his house, found his pharmacy, called it up. They said, yes. I said, I'm Rick Dakin. I just want to be sure my prescription's ready, because I wanted to find his doctor's name. And they said, Mr. Dakin, your prescription's not due to be refilled for another 45 days. I said, are you sure? Which one is that? Which doctor is that from? They told me the name. Okay, thank you very much. I called the doctor's office and I said, hi, I'd like to make an appointment for Rick Dakin. Can you, do you have any days open? And they said, oh, Mr. Dakin, you're due for your 90-day something or other. Thank you so much. Can we tell you now, or should we send you a postcard? I said, why don't you do both? So they told me the appointment, time, and date, and they sent him a postcard. And he took the postcard, and being a good little patient, he went to the doctor's office. And we got him. Now let me tell you some of the scarier ones. Most of you either know or don't know, with this crowd you probably know, that cameras have embedded tracking tags in it, EXIF tags. Every photo that you take has in it an embedded note, Rick Dakin took this photo. Bob took this photo. What camera you took it with, the day, the time, everything. I went on Rick's website, and I knew that he had stopped posting to his website, but he was still communicating with his friends. And I figured he had to have a Flickr site or whatever, and I couldn't find it. I went on his website, and I yanked down some photos, and I saw that they were all consecutive numbers, and then there were big blocks of numbers missing. And you had to figure that these were photos that actually showed where he was and what he was doing, that he didn't want to post where I could see him. So I checked the photos, and I got the EXIF tags, and to make a really long story short, we ran a program where we hit Flickr. We grabbed all the photos matching the matching the particular EXIF tag numbers and those ranges. We checked them for the EXIF number. We found Rick's hidden website, and on that website we found out that he was going to a Master of Fine Arts course in Wisconsin. Oh, that's right, I'm sorry, Seattle. Excuse me. Oh, I have Washington up there. Okay. And I called him at the school, and I said, you're busted. And he said, no, I'm not busted. No, I'm not busted. I'm not going to accept this as a bust. That's right. See, even I need to read the book. I called the registrar. I said, this is really urgent. Could you give Mr. Dakin a note with this phone number? Tell him Big Pig needs to speak to him urgently. So they went and they put a Post-it on his dorm room door. And he had somebody call, so it wasn't him, so it wouldn't be contact. He had one of his fellow MFA students call and say, this is Dolores Delago calling, and no bust and whatever. So I called him up and I said, come on, Rick, you're going to make me pay to send a private investigator there to hand you a note saying you're busted? Okay, I'm busted. Then finally, Rick started getting really, really good at this. Really good. And I was at 45 days without finding him. And I do not want to vote Democrat. So I put up a website, which is still up, you can look at it, .com. Basically wanted. We're looking for this guy, it's a bet. Anybody gives me information, I'll put you in a book, I'll pay you money. Just tell me where to find this guy right away. What else did I do? I went to all the investigative and law enforcement news groups and I said, I need help finding this guy. Here's the bet. This freaking lefty writer is going to make me look bad. helped me find this guy. In 3 days, I got 5,000 unique hits on the webpage. Presumably all investigators. And people started sending me the freakish, I mean, he's seen them, the freakest email, like, you know, let's put a bolo, be on the lookout out on his car. We'll have him picked up and we'll tell you where he's locked up. And no, don't do it. Finally, one guy realized what I didn't realize. When I started looking for him, I had checked all the public records. I hadn't rechecked them. This guy did a brand new search with brand new eyes. And he saw that Rick had formed something called the Church of Cthulhu. Long story, you'll read about it in the book. It's not as freaky as it sounds. It's not guys with hoods and sacrificing virgins, mainly because there are no virgins in Florida. And anyway,